A house can hold onto its past. Its walls may look silent, but they often keep the memories of those who once lived and those who once died inside them. The 2016 Slovenian horror film, I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House tells a story built on that very idea. It is about a young woman who steps into such a house, unaware that its quiet corridors are already occupied by something waiting in the dark. The film begins with Lily, the main character. Her voice sets the tone of the story. She tells us that a house where someone has died never truly belongs to the living. The memory of death remains there, woven into its walls, shaping the air inside it. A house like that, Lily says, can never be owned, only borrowed for a time. As her words fade, we see the house itself. It stands at the end of Teacup Road in Braintree, Massachusetts, a large and lonely structure that carries a heavy silence. When Lily first arrived, it belonged to an old writer named Iris Blum. Lily was 28 at the time. The voice we hear belongs not to the living Lily, but to her ghost, telling her story after everything has already ended. From there, the film moves back to the past. Lily arrives at the house as a state-appointed nurse sent to care for Iris in her final years. She is met by the house manager, Mr. Waxcap, who walks her through the rooms and introduces her to the old woman. Iris, however, reacts strangely. When she looks at Lily, she does not see her for who she is. Instead, she calls her Polly. She insists that Polly is now living with her again. For Lily, this is only the beginning of an unsettling stay. That first night, Lily settles into her new surroundings, yet even as she unpacks and explores, the air feels wrong. She notices faint sounds, a knocking that seems to come from inside the upstairs walls. It is soft but steady, as though someone were quietly trying to announce themselves from the other side of the plaster. Lily brushes it off but cannot fully ignore the unease it stirs in her. Later, while speaking on the kitchen phone with a friend, something strange happens. As she talks, a dark figure can be seen behind her, though she does not notice it. Then, the phone cord lifts off the counter on its own and pulls violently out of her hand. An unseen force has taken the receiver. Startled and shaken, Lily freezes. Her ghostly narration tells us that death was standing close beside her in that moment, though Lily herself could not see it. Afterward, she hears Iris calling from upstairs, once again using the name Polly. Lily climbs to her room and finds Iris warning her not to go downstairs alone anymore. The old woman continues to speak as though Lily is Polly, telling her that she misses her dearly. The confusion deepens, and Lily begins to feel the weight of something pressing down on the house. In time, we learn more about this place. Through Lily's narration, the history of the house is revealed. It was built in 1818 for a newly married couple. The husband had intended it as a gift for his wife, a home for their new life together. But their story did not last long. Soon after moving in, both husband and wife disappeared. No one ever lived there again for many years, and the silence of their absence clung to the property. Nearly a year passes. 11 months after moving in, Lily is still living with Iris, but the strangeness of the house has never left her. If anything, it has grown heavier. She feels lonelier than ever, her days stretching into long, empty silences broken only by sounds from within the walls. Footsteps echo faintly where no one walks. The knocking continues as though it will never stop. One day, Lily notices new stains spreading across the wallpaper. They are damp, dark shapes that seem to grow larger over time, hinting at something hidden behind the walls. Troubled, she calls Mr. Waxcap to ask about repairs, telling him that she believes noises are coming from inside the structure. He listens but explains that the state rarely provides funds for such work. Still, he promises to see what he can do. During their conversation, Lily asks him about Polly, the woman Iris keeps mentioning. Waxcap explains that there was never any Polly in Iris Blum's personal life. She was a character, a creation from Iris's most famous book, The Lady in the Walls. It had been her best-selling novel, a story that left a deep impression on many readers. Waxcap speaks of it with respect, calling it tragic and unforgettable. He urges Lily to read it, telling her that the book might help her understand Iris, and perhaps even the strange way she keeps confusing her nurse with Polly. But Lily is not interested. She does not enjoy horror stories, and the idea of filling her nights with one feels unbearable. She politely refuses, though the fear in her eyes reveals her deeper hesitation. Still, Waxcap hints that the story of the book is not only fiction. To him, it is more than just a novel. Its tragedy and its haunting ending seem to echo the very atmosphere of the house itself. Whether Lily chooses to read it or not, she cannot escape the shadow of that story because she is already living inside it. Iris Blum had often said that she never truly wrote the story of Polly herself. She believed Polly was the one who whispered the tale into her ears, guiding every word. But Polly never wanted her ending to be revealed. Her death, sealed in sorrow, was not meant for anyone to know. When Lily learns this, her curiosity grows. She wants to understand who Polly, really was. She asks Mr. Waxcap about it, but he offers no real answers. Instead, he advises her to read Iris's novel, The Lady in the Walls. Left with no other choice, Lily enters Iris's library and finds a copy. She opens the book and the film shifts into Polly's voice. Polly begins narrating her own life, saying that the moment she was born, her mother abandoned her. The words disturb Lily, and she cannot continue. Barely a few pages in, she slams the book shut in fear. Strange things begin to grow heavier around her. One day, while she's working in the kitchen, she sees the damp stains from the walls appearing on her own arms, spreading across her skin as though she too is being swallowed by the house. But then, as quickly as it began, the vision fades. Her skin is clear. It was only her imagination, or so she hopes. That night, she notices something eerie on the TV screen. A dark figure appears in the reflection, the shadow of a woman where none should be. Footsteps echo across the empty rooms, and the knocking within the walls becomes louder than before. Trying to steady herself, Lily gathers her courage and picks up the book again, before bed. This time, the story unfolds further. We see Iris Blum in the past, sitting at her desk, writing as Polly's words come alive. Polly tells us that she once lived in this very house. Her husband is with her, but there is something unsettling about his presence. She walks through the hallways blindfolded, and though she cannot see him, she feels him watching. His silence unsettles her, and fear creeps in. Just as Polly's fear deepens, Lily is distracted by whispering outside her own window. A voice warns her to leave the house or she will die there. Overwhelmed, she shuts the book once more. The next morning, still shaken, Lily calls Mr. Waxcap again. He promises to come by on Monday, but until then, she is left to endure the house on her own. The days stretch slowly, and the weight of unease grows unbearable. Hoping to find answers, Lily begins investigating the damp wall herself. Behind a heavy wardrobe, she discovers a hidden cabinet. Inside, she finds an old box filled with letters. They are all written to someone named Polly, holding them in her hands. Lily realizes that Polly was not just a character in Iris's imagination. She had been real, and her life was tied to this house. The film then turns back to the past, showing us what truly happened. Polly once walked these halls as a bride, but the happiness she expected never arrived. As she explored the house, she noticed one part of the wall felt strangely hollow, as if it were hiding something. When she removed her blindfold, she realized the danger too late. Her husband killed her and hid her body inside the wall, sealing her away forever. The very same wall where Lily had seen the spreading stains carried Polly's remains. Shaken by this revelation, Lily returns the letters, too frightened to keep reading. Later, she approaches Iris again, desperate for clarity. Iris admits that in the beginning, Polly's voice was strong. She had told her story in full detail, whispering it directly to Iris. But then one day, Polly fell silent. From that day on, she stopped speaking, though Iris still felt her presence drifting from room to room. Iris's words grow darker as she tells Lily that when a beautiful thing is left alone for too long, it begins to rot. The meaning is left hanging in the air, but the weight of it unsettles Lily even more. The scene shifts again. Iris is shown alone, visited by Polly's ghost. The figure leans close and whispers something in her ear. At the same time, strange disturbances begin to unfold around Lily. The television fills with static, shadows stir, and the house grows restless. Drawn toward the source, Lily walks through the halls. She finds the wall where Polly was sealed, broken open. Inside, she glimpses something horrific, something rotten, decaying, and long hidden away. And then Polly appears before her. Her ghost is not silent now. She is there in full, standing face to face with Lily. The shock is too much. Lily's heart gives out instantly. In one sudden moment, her life ends. Days later, the silence of the house is broken. People arrive to check on it and discover the lifeless bodies of both Lily and Iris Blum. In the final sequence, the story returns to the present. Lily is no longer alive but has become part of the house itself. Her voice carries over the dark, quiet halls. She tells us that this house will never belong to the living. It has always belonged to her. She is the pretty thing that lives in the house. Others may borrow it for a time, but it will never be theirs. It will always remain hers. The film closes on that haunting note, leaving the impression that the house, Polly, and now Lily are bound together forever in silence and decay.